So I recently watched Fairy Tail and... Wait, what? Actually really enjoyed the show. Okay. Before you click off, hear me out. Natsu's actually a good character. Over the course of the last year and some months, I watched all 328 episodes of Fairy Tail to find out if the show really is as bad as people say it is. And for those of you who are not quite familiar with Fairy Tail, here's a quick summary of the show. The main cast exists of a spiky-haired idiot, an ice wizard who's naked 90% of the time,
get dressed, damn it,
a sweet and innocent girl who you don't want to mess with because, yeah, a female knight with plot armor, 2 annoying cats, and Lucy.
He got me. I was pseudo-charmed.
And they're all part of a wizard guild called Fairy Tail. Together they go on countless quests where they laugh, cry, explore, party, and fight together. To put it in simpler terms, Fairy Tail is an eternal adventure. So what do I like about Fairy Tail? Well, first of all, the plot is easy to follow, but it still manages to be interesting. Let me explain. Take the Tendro Island arc for example. The original goal was to hold an exam to find out who will become the next S-class wizard. Very easy and simple plot, right? But then Mest, someone who kind of works for the council, manages to infiltrate Fairy Tail using his memory manipulation magic and manages to sneak on the island where the test is being held. In the middle of one of the tests, we stumble upon a boy who's probably not going to be relevant to the story, so let's just skip over that. Then the island gets invaded by a group of bad guys. Standard stuff so far, but then they drop this bombshell. Wait, what? That boy is Seraph? The guy that's behind this and this? This guy made those things? It also turns out that a few members of the Dark Guild have some connections to the Fairy Tail wizards, which makes these enemies feel like a real threat. So after many long battles where every wizard managed to pull their weight, Fairy Tail manages to come out on top. This means they can finally catch their breath, right?
Wrong.
But then, out of nowhere, a giant black dragon appears. The same dragon that easily managed to defeat the strongest wizard in Fairy Tail not too long ago. So all the fatigued Fairy Tail wizards gather together to fight this giant dragon. They all attack using their strongest spells, and with the combined power of all the strongest wizards in Fairy Tail, they lose. And it wasn't even close. Fairy Tail got totally destroyed. For the following 7 years, not a single soul would hear a thing from our heroes. All of that happened in one single arc. And I didn't even mention half of the important and interesting moments that happened on that day. The plot and story are interesting and all, but to me the real highlight of the show are the characters. Fairy Tail has a massive cast of characters, and each character is entirely different from each other, yet somehow in a weird way is in sync with each other. And I'm not just talking about the main cast or the Fairy Tail wizards. No, I'm talking about most characters from other guilds, dark guilds, council members, everyone in Edelas, and the list goes on and on. Most characters feel three-dimensional and each one has a unique and different motive for the things that they're doing. The way these characters interact with each other and the relationships that they have are truly something special. The great thing about having such a vast cast of well-developed characters is that there will always be a character that the viewer likes. You like cute companion animals? Fairy Tail has it. You like sweet girls that can still dominate you? Fairy Tail has it. Or you're just like handsome gentlemen? Fairy Tail has it all. And for those of you who are still not convinced about how great the characters in Fairy Tail are, you remember that side character that I mentioned that kind of works for the council? Yeah, it turns out that guy was secretly working undercover as a council member, as an undercover Fairy Tail wizard, and he didn't even know himself because he's kind of an idiot and he erased his own memories. So basically what I'm trying to say is that even the side characters have funny, absurd, and interesting stories. An anime can have great stories and great characters, but if it doesn't have great music, then the scenes just won't hit as hard. And my god, the music in Fairy Tail does not disappoint. Just imagine two characters getting ready to fight and then this starts playing. There's absolutely no way you're not getting hyped. And the music isn't only good in cool fighting scenes. Take this OST for example and imagine a character giving an emotional speech to the villain.
You promised my son that you're going to give him free Robux.
And you want to know the best part? It's not only the OSTs that are bangers, the openings and endings are as well. And you might be thinking, well Zoro, if what you're telling me is true, why does the show still have such a bad reputation?
Fairy Tail is absolute trash, and to deny that is to deny now.
Fairy Tail is actually good anime.
you can't talk about Fairy Tail without talking about the POF, perfect overall foreshadowing. I'm not here to deny that Fairy Tail has some ass pull moments where Erza, Natsu, or someone else just overpowered their opponent because they got angry or their will to win the battle was just too great for their opponent to deal with. But overall, I don't think it's that big of a problem, and it's not like this only happens in Fairy Tail. I also quickly want to mention that people call almost every power-up power of friendship when often that isn't the case and the power-up does get explained. The second point that I heard a lot of people make is that Fairy Tail is unoriginal, which is just simply not true. If you want to hear more on this topic, I recommend you finish this video and afterwards watch this video by Just Stop. He debunks these claims in a much better way I ever could. The third thing why a lot of people don't like Fairy Tail is the fake out deaths. I don't want to talk about this topic too much because I plan on making an entire video on this topic, but my overall opinion about fake out deaths is that I find it really annoying to get emotional about a character just to find out 5 episodes later that the character didn't actually die. And especially if that character isn't going to be relevant in the future in any significant way. Yes, I'm talking about you, Lisana. That wasn't even in the script, I just needed to get that off my chest. I mean, I like Lisana, but in all seriousness, why did she come back? For what? Her reuniting with her siblings was a great moment, but apart from that, what did she do? So, if you haven't seen Fairy Tail, should you watch it? Well, if you're looking for a comfort anime that has a lot of episodes, isn't too complicated, has a great fan base, has a cool story that will make you laugh, cry, and smile, then absolutely. So to wrap this up, is Fairy Tail the best anime ever? No. Is it my favorite anime that I've seen? No. Is it better than One Piece? No. But it is a really fun show that I would definitely recommend. Also, this is the first video on my channel, so if you're new, which you are, definitely hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of these kinds of videos.